Good morning. Hi, guys. I'm Betsy. I don't know if I'm going to be introduced by anyone or not, but anyhow, I'm hosting today's Agent Power Huddle for Linnea. I don't know if my audio is bad in here because I'm in a very empty house. So let me know if does it echo for you? Can you hear that? Is it okay? Audio? Okay, cool. Okay. Well, I'm going to share with you guys today express offers. So I don't know if you guys are certified in express offers or not. I'm here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm actually in Buda, Texas today because my client, they're doing their inspection at their new construction. So I'm here this morning. But I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and I actually love express offers. It's actually a portal. If you're with DXP or not with DXP, some brokers might sound different or might have a different name to it. But basically, it's a portal for iBuyers, institutional buyers. You don't have to have a certain amount of transactions or experience to get certified in express offers through EXP, but it's definitely something that could be an additional lead source for you. So how many of you actually have worked with somebody that needed to sell their home, but it was a fixer-upper or maybe an inherited property, and it just wasn't something that was going to be suitable for like an MLS or FHA loan or things like that, right? So sometimes you come across those properties and you don't really know like if the investors out there are going to be good investors or not good investors. Well, with express offers, they're actually investors that are vetted. They have to have purchased at least 25 homes a year. They have to have their proof of funds. They are the end buyer. They're not wholesalers. So they're not going to take this property and turn around and sell it to another investor or hold it or put, like memorandums of contract on them. They're actually end buyers, institutional buyers. And so these opportunities come up frequently for me. It's like somebody says like, my mom, her home is just not in condition for us to fix it. She doesn't want to keep it. We need to sell it. We need to sell it quick. So these buyers have certain criteria that they're looking for. And so they have a subscription through the broker and they have to participate. So they do pay a participation fee to be part of express offers investors. So like I said, they have to have at least a portfolio of 25 purchases a year. And they have to have their pass the test and their end buyers. And so I'll show you a little bit about what the portal looks like, but this opportunity is definitely open to multiple agents across EXP. And I know other brokers have it and it's maybe called something a little bit different, but what I love about it is that you can even submit properties that you don't have listed that might be on MLS that might meet their criteria. So I love that part of it because there's a lot of properties that sometimes realtors don't have these kind of connections. And so they put them on MLS and they just sit there for hundreds of days. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what the portal looks like from our side. And then you can see what I'm talking about. So to begin with, it's a, okay, express offers. I think if you can see this. So it is a free certification with EXP. Again, it's not based on how much production you've done or how many homes you've sold or, experience. You can be a brand new agent and get certified. This process is about 6 modules, but it does have, you got to take time to understand the terminology. If you've never been in real estate or if you do, it's great. We also have an opportunity to submit the property first to Open Door. And I do this to all of our listings. So I let my clients know, like, look, if you want, I can get up ahead of the listing. I can submit the property to see what kind of offers we can get with Open Door. And not everybody is a fan of Open Door, but when you have a listing that's been sitting for 100 days, you want to give your client an opportunity for different opportunities to sell. So our express offers, basically what it looks like, and I'll go back to the buy boxes. So buy boxes are the actual investors that are looking for opportunities in a specific area. And so, for example, you'd select your state, and pretty much every state in the country is in here. You select your state, and you can select a county or all counties or whatever your market is. So I'm actually in Bexar County. So Bexar County. And so it'll bring up all the strategies. So there's either if the investor wants to buy and hold it, right? So they're going to fix it up and hold it as a rental, or they want to fix and flip it, or is it land or is it commercial? So there's multiple facets that investors come in. And so, for me, I look at everything because there might be something that hits some of those things in our MLS. And so looking at that, the filter on that, it's going to bring up investors that are in our area. So for us, these are investors that are wanting to buy and hold, right? And then they have them categorized by different colors. But for example, this particular investor, they're looking for anything from 0 to 450. They're looking in all of these counties, and then they want single family. These might fix and flip, but they're looking for multiple or condos or townhomes and things like that. They have different criteria, like it must have these things, right? So for example, this one has to be older than 1970, 1,100 to 3,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, must-haves, right? Under an acre. And then any kind of renovations. It also tells you things they can't have, like they don't want it to be in a flood zone. They don't want it to be on a 4-lane road, power lines, railroad tracks, things like that. And then they give you details like anything that has repairs, like how much in repairs they need, things that might be important to them. And then another thing that's really interesting for me, I love this because some of them are looking for just off-market properties, right? So anything that's not on the MLS. Because a lot of these investors are brokers as well, like realtors. And so they already have people looking for them on the MLS. But there's a lot of them here that have actually sources that are MLS. They could be listed by EXP or not listed by EXP. It doesn't matter. And there's a lot of opportunities. Like for this one, for example, they're looking for off-market or MLS EXP listings only. So you can go through your company inventory and see what's available there. So you could submit something that maybe another agent in the brokerage hasn't submitted it for their own purposes, but you can submit it there. And then of course, some have where you can put them in if they're EXP or non-EXP. So these are opportunities. So this is a lot of opportunity in our county, right? So I know, I look through this every day, and if there's any properties that have expired, any properties that have been on the market for over 120 days, anything that has criteria that might meet their needs. So we take that and we take inventory of them, and then you can submit a property to that system. And then if a buyer is looking for a home that meets that criteria, they'll send you an offer. Okay. It's super, super easy to do. It's work, but it's easy. Anybody have any questions so far? No? Who does express offers? Does anybody on here do that for their portfolio? Okay. Yeah. And this is what I tell our agents. I'm like, if you have some downtime and you don't really working with clients at the current moment, right? If you got downtime, get on here, get certified, and look for your potential, right? Because you can submit a property for pretty much any one of these, right? If the buyer is looking for something specific, then you can submit properties through here. I personally submit as many as I can because I want to make sure that I'm filling those voids for my client. But some of these are not even my listings. I've had realtors reach out to me and say, hey, do you have any investors that are looking for properties? I'm like, heck, So I'll submit the properties and then I'll present the offers to them, and you get paid whatever the commission is that they're going to be offering. And you could set your commission as well. If it's a listing that's with another broker or another agent, you get paid whatever they're going to be offering as buyer compensation, right? But it's a referral fee. You're not going to be representing the buyer or the seller in this situation. But most of these, you're only going to be representing the iBuyer. In Texas, it's a little bit different. We do things very different in Texas all the time. In Texas, sometimes you just end up being like the referral agent, and they pay you a referral because the iBuyer might have their own brokerage, like I said. So they're not going to take a commission. So whatever that commission is that you set, you can ask for that, and they'll pay it to you. So typically, sometimes I've done 6%, and I got to keep all 6% because the iBuyer had their own agent. So I get to keep my whole 6%. But this is a really, really interesting way. And you can see all the offers that come in. If something didn't get an offer, it'll be expired. But we try to submit as many as we can so that we can have plenty of inventory going on. And so right now there's a lot of opportunities. So this is what this Express Offers does for you. Again, if you check with your brokerage, I know Keller Williams has something similar. I don't know what they call theirs. This Express Offers is with EXP, but I think that multiple brokerages use it. I don't know who's with what broker, but it's really, really a fascinating way to see kind of what's going on. And right now in our county, we have maybe like 5 foreclosures in the HUD home store. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go submit those and see if maybe there's somebody that would want to buy those. And all you have to do basically is you go and you have to take pictures of the property, take pictures of every single room. You have to take a picture of the furnace, the inside unit and the outside unit. You have to take a picture of the electrical panel. You have to take a picture of the water heater, all the appliances. And if there's any repairs that you can see, like, if there's sheetrock holes or whatever. So you have to take pictures and then you submit that property here with the condition form and all that. Like I always do an example to our agents, like I'll submit my own home and then Open Door right away will send me an offer because it's a newer home, right? But if it's an old home, Open Door will not give you an offer. They have a certain criteria. But that's another way too to make an extra 1% because they do pay you extra 1% when it goes through Open Door. So this is a really cool tool. If you're with EXP, you can actually get, I'll share the link with you here in the chat, but you can actually get certified in probably like 2 or 3 days. And they have a really, really comprehensive training. This is a little bit of an overview, but this is definitely a pool or a pond that you would want to fish in because there's a lot of potential. Any questions? I don't know if that was too much or too little or too fast.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
This might be different per state, so I'm not sure if you can answer this, but if you have a home in probate, do you know when you can submit into this if it's in probate?
Well, I would assume as soon as you have approval to sell, if you have an approval to sell it and it's in probate, I think you can do it at any time where you have a clear title to convey, because these investors, I've had some close like in 7 days. I've had some close in 30 days. So it just depends on the process of where you're at with the probate. Again, I don't know, I'm not an attorney, but in what state you're in. But in Texas, as long as you have approval from the court to sell and there's clear title and there's not like you need to do any kind of like affidavits of heirship, they'll clear, these investors, they pay for all the cost. And sometimes they'll even pay for the cost of like the affidavit of heirship and things like that, just so that they can get clear title. So it just depends. But yeah, they can go pretty quick. Mm-hmm. Anybody else have anything on that? I'm gonna put the link on the chat. I think this is, for me, it's been it's increased our numbers for the team, and especially when you're a new agent. So we scour through our MLS and we look for properties that are like really, that meet the criteria and that are like 200 days on the market. And we just, hey, call the agent and say, hey, it's me, Betsy. I just wanted to see if you're open to offers from investors. I see your home's been on the market for a long time. Yeah, like, oh yeah. Because sometimes agents, they don't know, they don't know because they don't have systems like this. But this is really a cool tool for you to have in your tool belt. And they have a lot of marketing and stuff. You can do like mailers, you can do door hangers, you can send the letters out, to homeowners that might be, potentially in your farm that's not listed, off markets and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Let me see. Where is my link? Is on my Facebook page. I put it on my Facebook group, so I'll have to dig it out for you. But yeah, I don't know how many people do we have on the call. They say autumn in there. Is anybody else in Texas? Because in Texas, we can't do like dual agency, so we can only represent the iBuyer. In some states, you can represent the seller and the buyer. In Texas, we can only do one party. So we usually just do a buyer representation. And so in some places, it might be a little bit different. But for us here, we have a real, Texas is very, very specific. But that's really specific to the state. And let me see. I'm sorry, guys. It is so cold in this house. It's a brand new construction. So we're doing our inspection this morning at 11. So, and I'm about an hour and a half away from my house. So I had to drive up here this morning, and I promised Linnea that I would do the call for her. So I told her, I said, just bear with me, but I'm going to be on the road, and hopefully I can get you guys something good to do. And I'm pulling up my link so I can share the certification course. If you are with EXP, you can take it, and it's pretty intense, but I think it's really worth it. Got it here. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. And then I left my glasses at home too, so. Okay. Is everybody with EXP here? Are you guys with different brokerages? Check with your broker, because you might have a system very similar to this. Again, with EXP, you don't need to have extensive experience, and you can do a lot of this. You can share this with your peers, but this or your team, or however your structure is. But you definitely can gain some momentum in your business, especially if your market is becoming a little bit more saturated with sellers that need to sell, or divorce, or things like that. So I apologize, guys. I'm trying to find my way back here, and I'm using my daughter's new laptop, so I'm trying to figure out how this little Zoom thing works. This is so weird. Removements.
Betsy, I know that you've used EXP a lot, because a lot of you said if you're with EXP. Now, what if you're not with EXP? Is this program for that, or is it only for the ones who are part of EXP?
With EXP, this is the portal that we use. But I have friends at Keller Williams, I have friends at Remax, I have friends at different, and they have something similar to this, but they call it something different. So talk with your broker and see if there's a program similar to this, because most large brokerages, if it's a small broker, I don't know how they do it, but if you're with EXP, you could use this program. If you're with Keller Williams, they have it. It's just called something different. But Express Offers is our portal. And I'm sure that it's open to multiple brokerages. I just don't know who you're with and who has that. But yeah. But I am with DXP, so that's the portal that I was going to share with whoever is with DXP. But if you're not with DXP, you can always come to EXP. But it's your choice. But yeah, that's definitely an opportunity for you. I am so sorry, guys. I'm going to send that to Autumn so she can share that with you guys, because I don't know how to get back into here to plug it into the chat conversation. But yeah. But anything that you'd like to see again, or? It's a pretty robust system. So if you're having something similar to it. There's a lot of different things that you can do with express offers, but for me, I think I only use it to put in properties, but you can do a lot of marketing like flyers, and you can send out letters to owners. If you like to do farming like that, your title company, like our title company, will give us a list of owners that are like more likely to sell. They even give us their email address and their phone numbers. So there's definitely some opportunity that you can look at in collaboration with your preferred lender or with your preferred title company. And you can use a program such as this one to, obviously, bring the two parties together and get paid. Yeah. Autumn, I'm sorry. I don't know why my chat is stuck and I can't get in there, but I will text you or send you the link. And then if you want to share it with the participants today. But if y'all have any questions, you can reach out to me. You can friend me on Facebook or Instagram, and love to send you the details or give you a little bit more information if you're interested. Great. How long do you guys normally go? Like 30 minutes? Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it can be 15 minutes to 30 minutes, but
okay. Well, yeah, and you can find me on Facebook or Instagram, and then I'll send to Autumn the link, and then you guys feel free to reach out. But have a fantastic weekend.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.